Welcome to Tales of Titans, where business history comes to life. Prepare to delve into the captivating story of the Rothschild family, a narrative steeped in both astounding success and enduring mystery. Mayer Amschel Rothschild, hailed as the inventor of modern banking, rose from humble beginnings in Frankfurt's Jewish ghetto to become the prime architect of a global financial empire. However, with immense wealth and influence came a plethora of conspiracy theories that have persisted throughout the annals of history. Does this family pull the political strings of governments all over the world? Join us as we unravel the enigmatic journey of Mayer and his sons, who seemingly overnight emerged as the most influential players in the world of finance, shaping the course of modern capitalism and major world events. But before we dive in, don't forget to hit the subscribe button for more great stories. Mayer Amschel Rothschild, the first of the family to open a bank, was honored by Forbes as the 7th most influential businessman of all time and the inventor of modern banking, who introduced concepts such as diversification, rapid communication, confidentiality, and high volume. Simply, Mayer understood and was willing to spend money in order to make money. But the family's rapid rise to wealth has earned them much animosity throughout the annals of history. A quick Google of Rothschild family reveals a vast number of conspiracy theories surrounding the allegedly unsavory means used to attain their fortune, the breadth of their connections, and their influence over major world events. To be fair, many elements of the family's history are unsettling enough to pique mass interest. For instance, Mayer's primary manner of hoarding the dynasty's wealth was to institute a policy of keeping friends close and family even closer. But, as William Langley notes, one question looms large. How did a down-on-its-luck brood of German street traders emerge, seemingly overnight, to become the prime facilitators of modern capitalism, the wielders of immense political power and, as the historian Niall Ferguson puts it in The House of Rothschild, the richest family in all of history? Here's the answer, the tale of how Mayer and his sons established international banking dynasty. The Rothschilds come from humble beginnings, the Jewish ghetto in Frankfurt known as the Jugendasse. Mayer Amschel Rothschild, original architect of the family fortune, was born in 1744. He lived above the family shop with up to 30 relatives in extremely cramped conditions. Mayer Rothschild's father was a trader and money changer. Mayer's father, Amschel Moses, worked as a money changer and silk cloth trader and had Prince William of Hesse on his client list. However, Amschel wasn't a rich man by any stretch of the imagination, as his meager dwelling suggests. After his parents passed away at the age of 12, Mayer went to Hanover to learn finance. Mayer left rabbinical school in Fürth and honed the craft he had dabbled in as a child. In a letter he wrote, "In my youth I was a very active merchant, but I was disorganized because I had been a student of the Talmud and learnt nothing about business." He worked as an apprentice at the firm of Wolf Jakob Oppenheimer, who provided credit to royalty and engaged in international trade, especially in bullion. His most important client was also his father's. Like his father before him, Mayer was able to integrate himself with Prince William and make a decent living by collecting and selling rare coins. Niall Ferguson asserts these mail-order antique sales served as the basis for the Rothschild fortune. In 1769, Mayer was granted the title of court agent, which would prove a boon to his money-making opportunities. Marriage also boasted Mayer's wealth, something he wouldn't forget. In 1770, Mayer married Gulte Schnapper and received a generous dowry from her father, who also worked as a court agent. The two would have 5 sons and 5 daughters. In his will, Mayer outlined strict, controversial provisions regarding Rothschild marriages. Mayer transitioned from antique dealing to banking. Niall Ferguson describes this as a natural extension of Mayer's work selling antiques, whereby he occasionally provided credit to his customers. His taxable wealth exploded, from 4,000 gulden in 1795 to over 60,000 gulden in 1796. But Meyer's lack of organization made his wealth a target for employees. A junior employee named Hirsch Liebman embezzled nearly 30,000 gulden over a 3-year period, thanks in large part to Meyer's woefully primitive bookkeeping. In court, Meyer admitted to leaving bags of money out in the open, both in his office and house. Revolutions, both in nations and technology, are what gave Meyer a real fortune. During the French Revolution, Meyer profited by providing supplies for the Austrian army with coin from the British. He also sensed the potential for earnings through industrialization and was a large importer of English textiles. He would soon expand his operations in England and throughout the world. At the turn of the century, Meyer sent his sons to establish banks in the major European capitals. The Rothschild coat of arms includes a fist clutching 5 arrows, a reference to Meyer's 5 sons. At the turn of the 19th century, Meyer sent his sons to establish banks in Frankfurt, Naples, Vienna, France, and London. The release of the 5 arrows symbolizes strength through unity and marks the beginning of the Rothschilds' global banking dynasty. Meyer's will continued to control the direction of the family by promoting intermarriages. Meyer was concerned that the family's fortune would be diluted as it grew through marriages. As such, his will barred female descendants from any direct inheritance and, in effect, provided incentives for intermarriages. 4 of his granddaughters married grandsons, first cousins, while 1 married her uncle. Amschel Rothschild, the eldest son, stayed in Frankfurt to manage the home branch. One of the lesser known of the 5 arrows, he died childless in 1855, and control of the Frankfurt branch passed on to his brother Karl's sons. Karl Rothschild established CM de Rothschild and Figili in Naples. While there, Karl established a close and profitable relationship with the notorious ruling de Medici family. His daughter Charlotte ended up marrying his nephew Lionel, the son of Nathan. Salomon Rothschild founded SM von Rothschild in Vienna. He played a key role in the financing of the Nordbahn Rail and was an avid art collector. Salomon lost some wealth and became a target of public criticism during the revolutions of 1848 and subsequently handed the bank off to his son. His daughter Betty married his brother James in accordance with family custom. The Paris branch, de Rothschild Ferrer, was opened by the aforementioned James. The Paris branch was among the most successful of the family's banking branches, due in large part to James's close relationship with King Louis Philippe. The house where his children grew up is now part of the American Embassy. James purchased Chateau Lafite, which remains in the family to this day. This plot, located in the Bordeaux region, is one of the best vineyards in France. The most successful son, Nathan, got his seed money from Landgrave William XI. The former Prince William of Hesse, who did business with both Amschel Moses and Meyer, assumed his father's title in 1785. After Napoleon invaded, he fled to Denmark after entrusting Meyer with a substantial portion of his wealth. Rothschild funneled the money to Nathan in England, who earned a handsome return and eventually returned the principal, along with some principal, to William. Nathan's shrewd investments grew the family fortune using the sovereign's money. Nathan inherited his father's lack of organization, but that didn't stop his rise to the top. A letter from his father reads, "All our correspondents complain about you, dear Nathan, and say that you are so disorganized when sending consignments. Sometimes you write that you have sent, for example, the chest with this number. Then later it arrives with another number. I already complained in Frankfurt about your extraordinary expenditures and disorganization, dear Nathan. I don't like it." Nathan married into money in 1806 and opened N.M. Rothschild & Sons 5 years later. His wife, Hannah Cohen, was the daughter of a prominent diamond dealer, one of Nathan's business associates. The marriage increased his business connections and profits, and he opened N.M. Rothschild & Sons in 1811. he would pioneer the ingenious strategy of lending to governments during wartime and having the winner cover the loser's debt. Nathan stood to make a huge gain or loss based on the outcome of the Battle of Waterloo, and an urban legend suggests he was the first to hear the news of Wellington's victory. Nathan was stone-faced hearing this incredible news and proceeded to sell stock in order to trick others into thinking that Britain had lost. When the dust settled, Nathan's agents had picked up even more stock at a discount in a huge profit-making day for the family. Nathan pioneered the ingenious strategy of lending to governments during wartime. This tactic, used when Nathan funded Wellington's army in 1814, is the primary cause of the explosion of the family's wealth during what proved to be 150 years of nearly chronic warfare. From £500,000 in 1818, the Rothschilds' wealth rose to £4,330,333 in just a decade, while this strategy was implemented across the family branches. Without stepping foot in the New World, the Rothschild family dominated international finance. Niall Ferguson outlines the sheer scale of the Rothschild family's operations. For most of the 19th century, N.M. Rothschild was part of the biggest bank in the world, which dominated the international bond market. For a contemporary equivalent, one has to imagine a merger between Merrill Lynch, Morgan Stanley, J.P. Morgan, and probably Goldman Sachs too, as well perhaps as the International Monetary Fund, given the 19th century Rothschild's role stabilizing the finances of numerous governments. Is there any truth that this single European Jewish banking family has the power to control world events? Join us next time as we explore some of the conspiracy theories behind this mysterious family and see what their heirs are up to today. Thank you for embarking on this captivating journey through the labyrinthine history of the Rothschild dynasty, from their humble origins to their unprecedented global influence. We hope you've gained new insights into the enigmatic tale of Meyer Amschel Rothschild and his sons, the architects of modern finance. If you found this video as fascinating as we did, don't forget to hit that like button, share it with fellow history enthusiasts, and subscribe to our channel for more thought-provoking narratives. And, as always, keep exploring the intriguing stories that shape our world. Until next time, stay curious.